Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this first video series, we will learn Unity game engine from scratch. Now, if you consider Unity, it's one of the most, if not the most popular game engine out there in the market. It's the most popular game engine for the indie development studios as well as a lot of AAA game development studios as well. And Unity also is a game development engine which is focused on developers. So if you love to code and do try to do stuff like related to computer graphics, so Unity is a very good starting point. And of course you can continue using Unity even if you are a very professional in this particular industry. So to start using Unity, of course, you need to install quite a bunch of softwares to make things work. So we'll go through that process in this video. Now, to get started with it, so just go to Google and start typing Unity. Okay, and it says the first result it's unity.com. So open up this website. So it's the Unity's official homepage. So let's click on this get started call to action button, and then you will see there are different licenses available for you to use Unity. Trust me, whatever you will use throughout this course and even for your professional career, Unity Personal is more than enough what you need. But you can go ahead with Plus if you want, because if you go ahead with Plus, you get a lot of discounts in the asset stores most of the times. But if that's not the case, and if you are trying to learn Unity, then no need to go for uh, any Plus Pro or Enterprise membership, because for learning purpose in the personal license, all the features of Unity engine is included. It's not like you'll not get all the features. You'll get all the features. Okay. So let's click on get started. Now it will ask you if you are first time user or a returning user. For my case, it would be returning user, but still I'll go to first time user and I'll click on start here. And then it will ask me a terms of condition and service like that. So I'll go through them and then I'll click and download. So then you'll see that it is downloading Unity Hub setup.exe. Okay. So let me save the file. So once it is downloaded, I click on open file and then I click on yes. So then the Unity Hub installer would open. So let me close the browser. Let me close everything. Close everything. Okay. Now it will it will open up the Unity Hub installer. So I click on I agree. I choose the default location. You can change the location if you want to. Then click on install. This will install Unity within seconds. So after the install is complete, just click on finish by checking this run Unity Hub so that it opens up automatically after you click on finish. Okay, so as you can see, so this is the first time that you have opened up. So that's why it is asking you to go through a setup wizard. So if it is not the first time you are opening, so for the second time onwards, it will not walk you through this process. Okay, so it's asking you install Unity 2020.3. So as of today, Unity 2020.3 is the latest LTS version of Unity. Okay, so I want to install that. Of course, click on install and then click on yes. Now it will ask you to create Unity ID. Do you need to create Unity ID? I would say yes. Okay, so it's a free account. It's like a Facebook, Google account. Like there's no cost involved. But if you create your account, then what will happen is, so whatever assets you'll purchase from Asset Store, you will access them from Unity. You will be able to access them from Unity. And again, in future, when you integrate online services like ad services, in-app purchase services, then you would of course need an Unity account to manage all of your services. Okay. I already have an account, so I'll be clicking on I already have an Unity ID option, and then I'll log in with it. So let me just log in. So I've already logged in. So the next step, it is asking me to download a starter game, okay, to explore, but I don't need that. Click on continue, and as you can see in the bottom, it's being downloaded. So until it's being downloaded, you just stop and wait for stuff to download. So we'll come back when the download is complete. So it's quite a bit of download, like approx 2 GB. So wait for all those downloads to get completed, and then we'll continue from here. So as you can see, after like 5 to 10 minutes, my installation is complete. Now it is saying launch Unity. So the installation time will depend on your internet speed as well as your CPU. So mine was quite okay. So it took like, for me, it took like 5 to 10 minutes to download and install it completely. So let me click on launch Unity. So as you can see that Unity Hub and Unity are they are installed. Both of them are installed now. So you can directly open Unity from now on, or you can open Unity from Unity Hub. I would recommend you to open Unity and manage everything related to Unity from Unity Hub, because it contains so much more stuff than you can not do by directly manipulating Unity or directly using Unity. Okay, so let me delete this shortcuts because I don't like shortcuts. Okay, so yeah, so this is the project that you see. So that has been created for you by default. Okay, now I don't want to do that. So this is the first time process. But how will you use Unity, or how will you use Unity Hub from the next time onwards? And that's most important. So what I'll do, I'll just close this. I'll not do this. I'll not use it. And then if search Unity Hub, so this is your Unity Hub. Let's say you are opening for the second time onwards. So if you open the second time onwards, now it looks something like this. Okay, so this has some few tabs, as you can see here, and also you can see that I am currently logged in. So of course it contains all the projects, and this is the game that has already created by default when you are going through that wizard. And this is something that I already had before. So like Unity, I to show you how to install everything and get started with everything, I uninstalled everything from my computer. So I uninstalled Unity Hub, Unity, and stuff like that. But this is something that is a feature of Unity Hub. So it keeps some information in the in your system C drive, so that if you reinstall in the future, then it gets picked up by you. Okay, and also you can, as you can down as you are signed in, so all of your project related settings you can upload to your Unity cloud as well, and that will be synced across your across computers. Okay, so that's something cool. Then we have learn section, and in those learn section you can explore all those starter templates that we did not select. Okay, so we can like click on it and you can download project and you can go through the project, because these projects are curated such a way that there are a lot of readme files, okay, and you can go through them and you can learn how things are working in an interactive way. Okay, so that's that. And then you have community. So we have different communities and you can directly open them up and look for some questions if you are doing a project and stuck in a situation and you want to find some answer. You can Google it, or you can directly go to these Unite Now or Unity blogs and answers or forums and stuff like that. Then you have your installs. So this is the section where you can manage, install, uninstall, manage multiple versions of Unities. Now, with the help of Unity Hub, you can manage multiple versions of Unity at once. So maybe you can have an LTS version installed, like I already have. So to make games for your projects that will complete and publish it in any maybe in Steam or Play Store or maybe Apple Store, or you can have another download, another install that is the latest version of Unity, latest beta version or latest release, stable release, so that you can check what are the new features that are coming in. But you might not want to use that latest version in your production project, because there are features that are not fully tested or developed or made stable. So uh, in those situations you might want to have more than one Unity installs in your system. But if you are just start to learn Unity, then I would recommend you not to use any latest versions of Unity. Just use any latest LTS version of Unity, like I have installed it here. So LTS means it's a long-term support version of Unity, so that you know that whatever you are doing, whatever you are making changes, or any game that you are making, if you face any issue, then it might be because of the latest versions, and which are not fully developed yet. Okay, and if you are using any LTS version, then you are quite away from those uh, problematic situations. Okay, so if you want to install multiple versions of Unity, you can click on Add, and then you'll see there are multiple versions that it's currently asking me to download. So I can click on maybe 2020.1, 2021.1. This is the latest versions as of recording this video, and click on next. It's asking me to download and install different modules if we want that. So it's Microsoft Visual Studio Community. It will be your IDE for every code that you write in Unity. Okay, but Microsoft Visual Studio Community is kind of a bulk IDE, and it comes with lot of other things as well, uh, which you don't really need to work with Unity. Now, if you are a .NET developer, or if you are maybe a C++ developer, if you are maybe a Windows app developer, you might already have Visual Studio. So in that case also, you don't need to install, click on here and you can use your existing Visual Studio installed. It does not need to be the latest version. Of course, you can use 2017 or 2015 if you want. Okay, so and then you have this Android build support and different platform specific build support. So if you are trying to make a game for Mac, maybe then you might want to install this Mac build support. Publish your game in Windows Store, maybe Xbox Store, then you might want to install this particular module. But for a Windows build, okay, you don't need to install anything as of now. So I'll not be downloading anything. I'll just click on close and I'll see the default install that we have downloaded, whatever things were included there. So if I click on add module, so I can see that WebGL build support was only installed and nothing was installed. So Microsoft Visual Studio Community was not installed. And as I told you, you don't need it. You don't need Microsoft Visual Studio Community, the entire Microsoft Visual Studio suite. So as an alternative, what you can do and what I will show you, it's a lightweight approach and it's the best approach. So if you are just confining yourself only with Unity and necessary stuff, then don't go ahead with downloading everything, downloading Visual Studio Community. Instead, you download VS Code, Visual Studio Code, which is, if not the most popular, one of the popular text editor for web developers or for uh, backend application developers as well nowadays. So that you can utilize Visual Studio Code as well for your Unity projects. Okay, so I'll close that out. Make sure that you don't have Visual Studio already installed. So Visual, I don't have Visual Studio. So what I'll do now, then I'll install Visual Studio Code. Okay, so I'll go to the internet and I'll search for VS Code. Click on VS Code download, and the first option that you will see, by the way, I'll provide all of these links in the description so that you can get started with them very quickly. So I'll be downloading it for the Windows version. So click on Windows. It will automatically download it. Okay, so it's downloaded. Now I click on open the file. I accept, of course. Download whatever you want to install the project. Yes, so as I told you that I already had VS Code. For this purpose of this video, I uninstalled everything. So I'll click on yes. Okay, and click on next. I don't want to create a desktop icon. So you select whatever you need. Okay, click on install. So it's installing. Now launch Visual Studio Code. Finish. Okay, so as I already had VS Code installed, so it took all the settings that I already had. So it did not completely remove everything, as you can see. So it took everything that was already I had. Okay, so let me, I think I am also signed into my Microsoft and GitHub account. So it picked up on everything. Okay, so next what you need, so I could not show you now, you need something called an extension. So after it opens up, you go to this extensions panel, and then you can see that it's as it took everything that I already had. Okay, so it has already listed all of the extensions that I already had. So what you can do is you can look for this C sharp, this particular extension. This is from Microsoft. As you can see that I have already have that installed, so I don't want to install that. Okay, now remove VS Code in this state as it is. Now let's close this and come back to Unity. Okay, now go to Unity Hub, and then let's start creating our new project. Okay, now click on new. Okay, and then this will ask you for a new create project settings. So what is the name of your project and where you want to store the project? So let me name it first game YT, and I want to keep it in the Unity projects. You might want to change whatever you want to save your project to. Now in the left hand side, you can see there are multiple templates that are being shown. Some of them are already downloaded, and some of them will let you ask you for download it first, then you can create a project out of these templates. But my recommendation would be either go for 2D or 3D. Don't use high definition RP or universal render pipeline as of now, but keep it in mind these are just the starter templates. But you can of course move around. So let's say you have created a project in 3D template, but it doesn't mean that you cannot go to 2D, or that doesn't mean that you cannot go to high definition RP or universal render pipeline. So they are all interchangeable. It just gives you a starting point for your project. Okay, nothing else. So first we'll start with 3D and just to see how the Unity looks inside it and all the functionality, all the menu items roughly, and then we'll have that knowledge enough in our head so that we know, we take an informed decision of what kind of project is suitable for our need. We'll get to that point eventually. So let's as of now create select 3D and click on create, and it will create the project for the first time. So let's give it some time. And now this first time opening up might take uh, more time in your system depending on your system configuration. Maybe it might take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and if it's a complex project, that it will take a lot more than that. Okay, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, based on your, of course, based on your system configuration. Now it has opened up, as you can see. Now, as I told you in my first video, so Unity, it's a Unity free edition, right? It's a personal edition, personal license I'm using. So previously, what used to happen in the plus license onwards, you would get to have this dark mode. But Unity now, since 2019.3, Unity started to provide the dark mode in the free version as well. So you can start using Unity in the dark mode. So this is the setup that you get see by default if you are opening Unity for the first time. Now this software that you are currently seeing, this is not Unity. So this is Unity Editor. So Unity Editor is the IDE through which you make a game using Unity Engine. Okay. So it has several sections that you can see. The entire window is divided into 4 sections. You can like change these settings, change this layout if you want to. But before doing that, let me make sure that the Visual Studio Code that we have downloaded is properly integrated with Unity Editor. So to do that, what we'll do, we'll go to Edit and click on Preferences. Okay, and then we go to External Tools. It's already there. Now you see the first option is the External Script Editor. So this says open by file extension. So that means, so Unity uses C# as the programming language. Okay, you make your game logic in C#. Now in your OS, if you have set the default file type for C# to be opened with Notepad, that means if you have selected this option, that means if you are trying to open a C# file from within Unity Editor, Notepad will be opened up. So we don't want that. We want Visual Studio for to open, right? So we don't go to Windows and we change our C# default file type to default program to Visual Studio Code. We don't do that. What we'll do, we'll click on this drop down. I'll see Visual Studio Code. If I select that, and then you'll see that the external script editor arguments has changed. That means now if you try to open up any C# file from within Unity, rather than opening up that specific file in its own, it will load up the entire project into Visual Studio Code. Okay, so that you can do much more than editing a file. Okay, so it will behave like a C# IDE. Okay, so that's why you select this option. Now to make that possible, so with Unity Editor will send a lot of arguments, so keep this argument as it is because these are okay. So close this one. So just to check whether the files are getting properly opened from editor or not, Unity Editor or not. So this is this window that you can see in the bottom, it's an asset window. So this is you can say it's the Windows Explorer for Unity. So there will keep all of your folders, your files. Files mean all of your codes, your video files, your audio file, your image files, all of your assets, your 3D models, your animations, your graphics settings, of your lighting settings, all of your data will stay there in this assets folder. Okay, so here I'll just right click and click on create and then click on C# script, and that will create a default C# script. Okay, as you can see, it gives me a starter template. Okay, and it shows the content in a read-only mode within the Unity editor itself. Okay, so if I try to double click this script now, so as you can see, VS Code has opened up. Okay, so I trust this author. So VS Code has opened up. Now the C# extension is trying to load the project. So as I told you, Unity editor, as I selected in the external window in the preference, so I tried opening the file not in isolation, rather, as you can see in the Explorer, so it opened the entire project. Okay, so it opened up the entire project, but it showed me some error, right? So to see the error again, so it asked me to go to the log. So to go to the log, I'll click on Control tilde, go to debug console, go to output and click on OmniSharp logs, and it says that .NET Framework version 4.7.1 were not found. Okay, so that's the problem. So if you installed all of those Unity along with that Visual Studio 2019, the option that was showing in the Unity hub, then it would download all of the .NET frameworks and SDKs and stuff like that, and that will consume on an average 4 to 5 GB in your hard drive. But you don't need that all of that, right? So what you can go ahead with, you can just download and install what is called .NET Framework Developer Targeting Pack. Okay, it's 20-30 MB in size, and that will solve this specific issue that we're getting. So it says that for 4.7.1, right? So I'll click on this link that it says and scroll down, so I can see 4.8 and then 4.7.2 and then 4.7.1. So I'll click on 4.7.1 and then I'll click on download .NET Framework 4.7.1 developer pack. So it started the downloading. So it's 90 MB. So better than 600 700 MB download and then 1 GB 2 GB install. So just open that up. Do I have that thing installed? Let me repair. Close. So let me just double check by going to the control panel and go to programs and features. Okay, so I have .NET Framework now. Okay, so I should be good now. So let me close this and then again double click to open this up again and wait for some time. Okay, 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 it's loaded. So as you can see, the first two using statements. So if I go to, it's not coming up. So the error is not coming up. And as you can see, it's now able to determine, okay, what all are the things that have been used and what all are the things that have been not been used. So as you can see, it says 0 references. So it starts to show everything as a project. So now your VS Code is completely set up. Okay, so that's that. So now your Unity editor is set up and Unity VS Code is set up. So just quickly, just to check whether your auto completion works or not, just start typing trans. So you say transform is coming up, rect transform. So these are all unity specific. Okay, So everything is coming up. So auto completion, the intelligence, all are working fine. Okay, and just to give you some idea, so just remove this. So to just improve upon your productivity, what you can do, you can go to your extension store, VS Code extension, and then you download this Unity code snippets extension. So as I have already this extension already installed, so I can do something like this, start. So mono behavior start. So it automatically completed private void start. So again, there's another start. So there were two start. So the second start gives me a summary as well, where I can give some documentation about this method. And this way you can really improve your productivity during you develop or learn Unity. For example, if I remove the entire class, then we can write mono. So just typing mono behavior, it completely makes a entire class, and that extends mono behavior. Okay, so using that you can basically improve upon your productivity. Okay, so I'll not be using that. So I'll come back to here. So as you close VS Code, it will automatically, or if you minimize VS Code and come back to editor, it will automatically recompile every changes that you made. Okay, so I just delete it. Okay, okay, so for this video, that's it. So this is all the setup that you need. For the next video, we'll walk you through the all the menus, everything that you see in the Unity editor, and we'll have a brief idea about what section does what. Okay, thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next time.